Because governance, people's eyes glass over when you talk about governance. But what we're trying to do is bring it to life in a practical sense, professionally, but also in a spiritual sense for you as well. And just as a sort of for starters, idea about what governance is, there's not a lot there is a bit of mystery about it actually, but if you just think about it as terms of organised decision making for a purpose, organised decision making, about transforming what we think is important, our values, into some sort of practice or performance or outcome. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. Governance. And you can put a lot of legal jargon around it. You can put a lot of authority and structure and procedures and rules and policies and all that sort of stuff. But at its essence, that's what it is. If we were talking about governance like in the world, a worldview thing. But if it was a Catholic worldview, you say, well, what's different about Catholic governance? And that's where we'll treat some ideas that relate very closely to the work that Bernard and Anne led us through last night. And it's about, this is where the whys come from. It's about who decides what, who works with whom to decide what is going to happen, where it's going to happen, whether it's happening at a school level or a classroom level or in the playground or with the parent group or wherever, and when and why. So if you just think about those two things as we go through the morning and then into the afternoon, we'll be able to sort of bring it together and say, right, this is what we've worked on today, and we've been doing governance work, and we've been doing leadership. So that's the sense of it. We're blessed with the ideas of and the example of Catholic educators, of educators in the secular sphere throughout history, and we'll be working with those as well. But the questions about the what, why, and the where, and so forth, they have to do with questions of leadership, of responsibility, of accountability, and involvement. The questions about what governance is, it has to do with, well, the issues, the context, what we mean by governance in a particular setting. What form does organised decision making take in a staff meeting, or in a student group, or in a parent meeting? You know, those sorts of things. Where? How's it organised? At a class level, at a school level, at a school community level. You see, you get different people involved. At the moment, we're doing governance work, well, we will be shortly, and it's us. It's us as the professionals, as the teachers. But we'll be also thinking about where the other sort of governing bodies of note might be in the school. For example, the students, how are they involved, or how might they be involved? Or the parents, how are they involved? How might they be involved? And the whole thing about timing, because you can get everything right, and then all of a sudden, the timing goes awry because you've got too many things on. So the questions about when you plan, how long you have for implementation, and then how long it is before you sort of think, well, how did we go? They're all sort of timing questions, and you know it. I think you can bring it really practically down to the level of where in a day-to-day sense, you plan your day out with your students, and you know, you ask yourself those questions. Who's going to be involved in these activities? What are we going to be working on? What are the issues? And so on. So that's, we're unpacking a little bit of those 5 whys, but we'll do that over the course of the morning and afternoon. And so there's 3 sessions, everyone, and there's an outline of the process, or at least the timing, on that single sheet that you've got in front of you. And we're going to focus on 3 related areas. Us, as a Catholic school, and the general sorts of challenges that we have, but pick up some particular case examples, one to do with, they both came out of the survey that you've been working on and we've been considering over the last month or two, on the Catholic life and mission stuff that we talked about and you responded to, and also the pastoral care aspects. So we're going to be working on some case examples to do with those two things in the first example. And then in the second session, making decisions on principle. This whole idea of the Catholic worldview and where the Catholic bit comes into making governance is an important aspect of that in Catholic social teaching. And then at the end, after lunch, we'll be pulling it together and saying, well, okay, what progress have we made in developing our understanding of how we make decisions in the St Bernard's school community? That is the governance model, you know, organised decision making, transforming values into things, performance and activities and outcomes.